Hello everybody and a warm welcome to New Age F1 Championship. My name is Zabi and I'll be taking you all through for the commentary mic once more. We're here live at round 2 at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here at Baku. It's going to be short qualifying and 26 laps of racing. Hopefully we'll have a great stream tonight. I've got a better system than ever before. So this is going to be somewhat great fun. We're still not streaming on New Age F1's channel. We haven't got the credentials, but we're here taking it all through with what we've got as we're ready to go racing. Let's just make sure the logos are nicely planted on the screen. But they're always raining, that's interesting. So last time out in Australia, round 1, it was a decent round, but it was Tyrone dominated Grand Prix, and Tyrone won it ahead of everyone. Let's see what he's going to be doing tonight, here tonight, and what really will he be giving us in all the performance here at Baku. It's raining. Intermediate tires for everyone. Short qualifying. 17 drivers and then 26 laps of racing. Hopefully this one's going to be a bit cleaner. Actually, funny enough, last night I did a race and it was Baku as well. There was 5 safety cars. Out of 26 laps, there was more safety car laps than racing laps. So definitely hoping that there's going to be a lot more racing laps tonight, as we are about to get into qualifying now. So let's get started to see how this all is, and hopefully everybody in the comments do let me know how's the quality and stuff, because you've definitely got somewhat new systems. And look at that, beautiful. The game even feels better because I had some altercations previously and it wasn't really the smoothest, but still tonight, even watching it myself, feels a lot better. So hopefully it's going to be a good experience for all of you, as well as we're now out on track with Romero in the kick. Sauber is currently out. He's got a front wing missing already. He's already got a front wing on the right hand side missing, and definitely that means he will need to pit once more. And so by the looks of it, the drivers that are out on track, has Checo, but Miss Wings missing as well. That is going to be interesting. Oh, yep, he has. Everybody. 2 out of the 2 drivers we've looked at the moment have got their front wing missing, and that means they are not finding it easy at all. What about Killer? At the moment, he's got his front wing intact, but let's see. Intact, but what about everybody else and everyone around us? Let's make sure. I haven't got the comments of the stream actually, so if you are commenting, you might not. Might not be able to see it, but it's okay. I mean, we can get things through. But look at that, as Killer will be the first driver to start a flying lap here on these intermediate tyres. Let's not waste any time and go on board with the Aston Martin driver so far. Here heading towards turn 2. No DRS, of course, in wet conditions. Intermediate conditions. Are they going to use ERS? Yes, they will be. Having their battery on into 6th, 7th, and now 8th gear. As on full speed, they'll be heading towards turn 3. Foot on the brakes as quickly as possible, narrowly avoiding the wall on the outside, and nicely done there. Into the right hander now. That was a very slow entry in terms of in 5th gear. Slowed down though into 2nd, now back again into 6th and into the left hander at the end of that first sector. 40.6 in the first sector. What about Devin? How good will that first sector be from him? 40.8. So far, Killer seems to be the better driver. What about Tyrone, the man? He'll definitely be faster than everybody has expected, but let's see what it is in the first sector for him as well. 40.592. So the Mercedes and Aston Martin might just be quick and closer to each other so far. So let's see what really will be the case, as we are now back to Killer here in at the end of this, almost at the end of the middle sector, into the left end, really close. This is a very narrowly, avoiding wall. If you make a mistake around there, you are done and dusted for the night. As 128.0 from Dustin there. What about, from Killer. What about Devon? Oh, he's invalidated. He has invalidated, and that means, he's got the front wing damage as well. That means not much he can do. What about Tyron? I think somebody hit the wall there. Meanwhile, Killer's, he's got his front wing damaged. Killer has got front wing damage, and that means his qualifying lap is going to be over as well, and he's going to continue on. That is interesting of him to continue on and go to the grid 156.1, but definitely that lap will not mean much because of invalidation he's got because of the front wing damage. We know Tyron and Mr. Consistent is on, and at the crease up over to the finish line, he'll go 53.024. Puts it up ahead of everyone, and definitely he's going to be the one for everybody to beat, and the benchmark time will be from him, and he's put up a benchmark time there. I think Show Killer could have been there definitely quicker, at least around Tyron, but definitely his damage would have compromised his lap. What about Fino in the Sauber over to the line? Does he get anywhere near Tyron? He does, but nearly 1.1 seconds down on the Mercedes driver, but still a very well job done to to Fino so far. I think Killer could have been very fast, to say the least. You know, one of the has to be Alpines, but they're coming into the pits as well. What about the other Mercedes of is there the Mercedes? Yep, there is, of Wig the dog. Does he himself actually get anywhere near and anywhere closer to his teammate? No, he doesn't. 54.8. It's going to be third fastest for him so far. What about one of the RB drivers? And it is Ian who's going to be starting their flying lap just about now in that Visa Cash App RB. Or sugar-free Red Bull, if you want to say one of the league jokes. So, it's not the league joke, but obviously it's basically a league joke, yeah. So, great. Now, I mean, well, looking for drivers again who'd be looking to go over the line and complete their flying lap. Bruce, 56.1, Big the 54. It's meanwhile, Dave managed to do a very good lap. 0.282, at least decent for himself to get a time on board. What about Midu here? He's going to be on his way, making his way around, almost around the final corner, not the final corner, but the final sector on the back straight. You know, Raichu has went over into P7, slowest of them all. But what about Midu? How good is he going to be doing that? Miguel, and over the finish line, 154.8, just good enough for P4, so definitely 154s is the benchmarks so far by the looks of it. Meanwhile, is improving, and he has found that improvement in that first sector, so that is interesting to see, but he hasn't got much battery at all. That'll be definitely compromising his qualifying. Is this lap, if he is to go on to the end of this lap, improving? And he is improving indeed. Oh, he's invalidated. He was improving by over 7/10, but he has invalidated by the looks of it, and that does not look good at all for Vic the Dog, as he would have at least gotten into P2 or even P3 or even P2 by the looks of it, the way he was improving, but now that won't mean anything at all. Meanwhile, both the Williams drivers are on the out lap, so they're about to start their flying lap by the looks of it. Drivers are settling in, and I wonder if it's still raining by the looks of it. So, alright, it is still raining, but it's very slow, I believe, and now it's looking like it's going to the drier side in terms, you know, it's just getting drier and getting a drier side in terms of, you know, slow. Oh, we are streaming on Twitch as well. That's interesting, I didn't realize that. We are streaming on Twitch as well, so let me actually, if we can edit, let's definitely edit the title of our Twitch stream. Don't do that, come on. Oh, we gotta log in. Because now definitely that is interesting, because I didn't know we were gonna be streaming on Twitch. That's why I think my title on Twitch would say test, which obviously shouldn't say test, but eventually will. I mean, by the looks of it, it looks like its quality hopefully is going to be great, because if the internet bitrate's okay and the rest of the things are okay as well. But now I wonder if there's a way to stream manager, and there's simply a way to edit the stream title at least, but I don't think we'll be able to do that. Maybe we can do it later, so that's what I'm possibly hoping we'll do, because and definitely the drying conditions we were talking about seem to be on the way. 8 minutes remaining in the session here, and already we have a driver on soft compound tires. They haven't came out yet on the track, but still they're on the soft. Come on, don't come in the background, Mr. Stream Voice. Alright, then let me actually increase the bitrate a little bit to see if it performs a bit better, because I think we've got decent bitrate at this point, but I simply keep it at a balanced thing in terms of, you know, what we need and what it should be, but it has slightly increased because we slightly increased it, so maybe it is going to be a little bit better than how it is. Now look at this one. Drivers are now making their way over the finish line, and a lot of them are going to be there. I mean, Alrighty has managed up into P2, 152.0044 for him. Still nobody closer enough to Tyron, who has managed to go and put a lap even faster than his one earlier, 150.7. That has to be said, absolutely brilliantly done from Tyron there. So he has done an absolutely exceptional job so far, by the looks of it, as he comes into the pits. What about Fina, who he also has managed to do a lap over 152.1 into P3, and improving in that middle sector, so that's a great job. What about Romero at this point? The pit, I think he's missing a front wing, or no, yep, a wing, but he's missing end plate. He's got damage, so definitely that is going to be up. It's going to be beyond repair. Obviously, he's going to have to pit. Anyways, in this qualifying session, everybody's still out on those intermediate tires. Nobody has decided to come out on those soft compound tires, or decided to continue to, you know, show us what they can do on those soft tires. Still, they want to continue on and do what they can on these intermediate tires. Maybe just saving those tires for the end of the session. Meanwhile, Archie, on the other end, despite being on the intermediate tire, has went over to P2. That has to be a brilliant lap from Archie there. He's went over into P2 on 151.895. Definitely these times are going to be not feeling very fast as soon as everybody comes out on those on those soft compound tires, and does a better job so far. So by the looks of it, it looks pretty decent enough. You know, Fino comes into the pits as well now, just 5.5 minutes remaining. Baku, almost a outlap of almost 2 minutes. If you're going to be going slow, navigating through cars. So I'm sure everybody at the moment would be looking to do a better job, looking to simply continue on, but then also, you know, do a job in terms of just trying to come out at the very ending moments, come out at the ending, you know, moments by the looks of it. And as soon as everybody is in, we hopefully will be out on track. Meanwhile, Killer, the man. Oh, there's a car in the wall. It is one of the RB drivers, and this time Oliver. Special in that RB. Last week at Australia, it was Ian who he went on board, and he was in the wall in Australia. This time it is Special. He has at least managed to keep it out of the wall, completely damaging his car, but definitely lucky enough just damaging the wing, because otherwise there wouldn't have been much he could recover on. Meanwhile, DJ now comes into the pits, and that's possibly would have been the best chance at this point, because there wouldn't have been much way for them to come out. But fantastic, dude. I wasn't even liking it, because on my GPU the stream was the last couple of times, but obviously that wasn't really pleasant, or even watching as well. So this time I'd say I'm hoping that it's very good, and it feels good at least. to the eyes, at least for me. What about Raichu, as he's just beginning his flying lap? Rather, he has, by the looks of it, found improvement, but no, as he's just starting his flying lap, so that is him getting on it. What about Special? He's going to be coming into the pits. Meanwhile, the Ferrari of D's is still in the first sector on that soft compound tire on an outlap, so everybody on those soft tires is now trying to come out and begin their laps. Meanwhile, Tyron has managed to come into the pits. That is interesting. I wonder if he's got damage, if he's got his front wing damage or something has happened, which he's decided to, okay, I'm going to come into the pits and then go out again, because by the looks of it, 3.5 minutes remaining. Sure, if you come out now, it's going to be interesting, but anytime after 2 minutes or less than 2 minutes remaining, you come out of the pits, there won't be much you can do. Meanwhile, one man, that is Brando, but he's down in P17 by the looks of it, without a time on board. 15 out of the 17 drivers have got a time on board, and it's the two McLarens who haven't got a lap in so far. So let's see what exactly will or be happening, or what they will be doing so far. One of them is going to be starting their lap. Meanwhile, Russo is in P10 with a representative time, but how representative that is going to be, we'd only know when everybody has completed their laps on these soft tires. Sure, it was raining at the start of the qualifying session, intermediate conditions, but not anymore. What about one of the RBs? I've definitely heard a sound, so somebody's went in the wall, and that is Checo, who is gonna be in the wall. Meanwhile, we are on board with Devin in that Williams is gonna be starting his lap. So is Finu, along with one of the McLarens as well. One of the Red Bulls is on a flying lap, and it has to be Raichu, who's gonna come into the pit lane, and he's hit the wall. Raichu has went straight into the wall. Not sure what he was trying to do there as he comes into the pit, and he's completely smashed it in the pits. Meanwhile, that is going to be Russo in the Ferrari going over into P1 and on pole position, 150.617, but I don't think that's going to be one of the very fast times on these intermediate tires so far. So expect to see a lot more faster times from all of these drivers, but how fast will they be? That is a question will be answered only by the drivers themselves. A couple of drivers behind one another. Meanwhile, Ian can go faster, and he will go fastest of them all so far. One of the Red Bulls right behind there has to be Midu. Do they get an improvement? No, they don't by the looks of it. And by the look, maybe they would just be starting their flying lap as it looks so. But now Ian has managed to put a lap in, 150.4. Meanwhile, our pole sitter, or I should say our competitive driver, is still not on a flying lap yet on those soft compound tires. What about Brando in the McLaren? He didn't have a time on board, and he does have a time on board now, and that'll be fastest of them all. What about the Haas of Archie? Archie's currently going to be on a outlap, so just beginning their flying lap now. Just 50 seconds remaining. Whoever goes over the line will be starting their lap, but everybody else will be possibly getting to the end of their lap. Meanwhile, D's now going to be over the finish line to find an improvement on their time, and they will find an improvement here. 148.790. What about one of the Williams drivers as they're going to be coming over the line? And that'll be Devin, who's going to put it fastest of them all as well. So it is now, and I think as Fino now goes fastest, everybody over the line would be looking to improve and go faster. And now, this is the thing here. Whoever gets the lap at the very late moments than one another, then they definitely will be the fastest so far. This isn't the case for Russo, but whoever at the moment seems to get a lap at the very ending moments of qualifying will be looking to go very fast. Killer can't get it, but Tyron might be on his way to get it so far. Oh no, Tyron's taken the checkered flag! Tyron has taken the checkered flag, and he just couldn't get it over the line. And this might be a crazy qualifying end here, as this looks a very sorted out thing for Fino now, as Midu takes it on and gets up to go fastest than everybody else to take pole position. Meanwhile, the Alpine driver improves, but Dave taking the checkered flag. Meanwhile, Mudell has taken the pole position here. 147.990 is a brilliant lap to end it. Tyron, who pitted, remember, earlier on and couldn't go over the line, and then start another lap. He didn't get time to get another lap, and that is interesting, as that is now Archie who's going to be beating everybody up. There's still drivers on flying laps, ladies and gentlemen, so do not rule anybody out at all. What about Vic the Dog? He's currently 16th, and at the very back of the grid, he's going to go up to P2 and onto the front row of the grid. Special is going to push him down. What about Ian in the other RP of the finish line? He will not be doing much. And taking the checkered flag. What about Fino in the Sauber? He needs at least 1 whole second to improve to go up to pole position. He can go up onto the front row. He might not be getting pole position, but he's going to get the front row. In the McLaren, and he's slowing down. He has slowed down, so he's not improving. What about Russo in the Ferrari? As he's got the opportunity, but I don't think he's going to be very fast. He might try and find an improvement a little bit on his time, which he can't as well. Meanwhile, Killer in the Aston Martin would be looking to at least go over the line, but no, they will not be going over the line. 1 P14 for them, by the looks of it, and that is going to be the end of qualifying. Archie at the very end found a fantastic, brilliant and fast lap that could see him go fastest ahead of everyone as he takes pole ahead of Fino in P2. 147.126. So definitely it was dry conditions, but still not as dry on a normal track. Obviously, track's still drying out slowly from wet conditions, and that was all they could do. And an excellent end of qualifying. I think such situation could have only been the reason that Tyrone wouldn't be the fastest. I mean, he didn't get to start a lap at the very end. Had he done that, he would have possibly been at the top of the tables again. So Archie on pole with Fino in P2, followed by Special, Vic the Dog, Daze, Miguel, Devin, Mirando, Ian and Evil in the top 10. Just outside are DJ, Russo, Tyrone, Killer, Raichu, Romero, Check and Checo, completing out the 17-car grid. That is a brilliant qualifying end so far. Definitely this is one to enjoy, and I'm sure everybody and all of you watching later on will enjoy it as well, because, and it is, as wet as it was in qualifying, it is going to be completely dry, and the sun is out. The sun is now out, and that's going to be a completely dry race, as this is now absolutely interesting. As so it was, I think, just a bit of thing of who could switch up to qualifying, or who could switch up on the soft tire at the correct time, because it was intermediates. You never know, you want to switch up to the soft tire now or later, because you know that later on you can, you know, pretty much get on a lap, but then is there going to be enough time? In Tyrone's case, you know, he came out, but he then went in back again, because I believe he thought that, okay, maybe it's not enough for me right now, and I'll head back into the pit, but then decided to continue on. So the case says, well, now we're going to be starting, and the formation lap will be on. So far, the drivers are now almost ready to go racing. Archie on pole, Fino in P2. Who do you think, ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the comments, is your most surprised qualifying time? And it's most likely going to be a 2-stop race. That's what I'm hoping for, because I just did a race last night around Baku, and it was a 2-stop. Driver, one of them did attempt a 1-stop, but it wasn't really a pleasing experience. So best suggestion for everyone around would be a 2-stop here, because 1-stop might not be. It might look good on paper, but if you get a penalty, or if you get something that you're not looking for, it won't be one of the best by the looks of it. So now look at this. It is going to be Archie who's starting on the hard compound tyre. Fino on the softs. Everybody on the mediums, apart from only a couple of drivers. That is Killer, along with Romero outside at the top 10, along with DJ and Russo on the hard compound tyre. Only 3 drivers inside the top 10 on the hard tyres, which is Evil, Devin and Archie. Everybody else on a set of medium compound tyres. But look at that. Oliver, Vic, Dog, Vig, Dees, Mugel, everybody along with Devin in the top 7, and this is an interesting grid, along with, remember, Tyrone, who is down in P13. He was in the top 10, I believe, earlier on, but then as soon as everybody found time, he definitely tumbling down. So definitely it's either somebody from the top 3 even in the race, or Tyron, who's going to jump up and catch up to everyone and have a chance on winning this race. I mean, that's up for the best. Of course, it's being Baku. I think at least one safety car is a minimum. It could be more. It could be, you know, at least one is there. It could be 2, could be 3, or even could be just 1. But definitely would be very surprised if there isn't a safety car. Last time out when I was here at Baku for another league, it was 5 safety cars. It was, in their own words, it was a safety car Grand Prix rather than Baku GP. So it was a time to see. Last car now approaching the grid, and we're more than ready to go racing, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix at Baku. Stick to your screens, grab your popcorns, as we are now finally ready to go racing here at Baku. Archie on pole, Fino in P2, followed by Special, Big and D's in the top 5. It is going to be 4 or 5 red lights, and here at the Azerbaijan GP, the track is hot, and we go racing here at Baku. It's a decent start for Archie, it's a brilliant start for Fino heading towards turn 1. They'll be side by side, they nearly make contact, and now nearly avoiding the wall on the outside is Archie, but he's lost out the lead already. Oh, as he goes nearly into the back of him, as a brilliant start from Fino there on the medium compound tyre. It was always going to be expected against the hard tyre runner. Obviously on those cold tyres he will have no grip at all, as Dees has managed to jump well into P3. Fantastic jump from him as well. Special in P4, right behind to the back of him, Big in P14. Sorry, P5, and there's a driver who's left. There's going to be Dog Gel in P6 in the Red Bull, followed by Brando in P7, Kevin in P8, and comes Ian in P9. Has he lost out a couple of positions there? Not quite sure, as now DJ is stumbling, losing positions along with Right makes the move round the outside. Gets the job done. What about the Williams of Checo on Evil? Is the Checo's going to go for on the inside line, nearly goes into the back of Ian there. And the other night, I saw drivers try to go side by side into the castle section. One of them, and I'm not even lying, because oh, that's going to be Russo. He's facing his way, wrong way now, without a front wing end plate. Managed to make contact. How's this going to be? Let's move forward and have a look at on the track between drivers to see how much of a gap they have to one another. I mean, the top 2, 6 tenths between the top 2 Ds, 5 tenths to the next car as well. Along with Mugel, same goes as Brando now is 3 tenths to Mugel there. But how is it going to be between these drivers? Because Brando's got the opportunity to get past the Red Bull. Mugel's got the opportunity to get past Special here. What are we going to be seeing? Do we see 2 wide or 3 wide here? It'll be 2 wide. Mugel will be side by side with Special. And Special's going to head into the pits for a front wing replacement in towards turn 1, way before the braking zone. The move is done. And as Baku as it is, couple of drivers. Many drivers have a pit to many drivers have a trip to the pit stop. Meanwhile, Dees is going to be on his way to make the move on Vig. Or in fact, Vig is on his way to try and get past Dees, and he does get past Dees. Dees narrowly avoided that. Meanwhile, Middle and the Red Bull is falling towards the back now, as there might be an opportunity for Ian to get him as well. Checo starting on the soft compound tire. I doubt he started on that. He might have pitted. Oh no, he hasn't pitted. That is interesting, because I don't think I saw him at the start to be starting on that soft compound tire. That is even an interesting choice. Meanwhile, the Red Bull will make the move once more, so that is brilliantly done from him out there. But look at that. So P6, P4, for days at the moment. 610s to the next car. A lot of issue last time out. What I saw was the DRS train. The DRS train had DRS issues. So it is interesting to now see, but it'll be interesting again. What I'm saying is we might not see a lot of action out on track, maybe between some cars, but again, DRS will be an issue. So still, there is drivers within, away from one another, so maybe that would help for a couple of overtakes, but still, there might be an opportunity. Meanwhile, at the back, there's going to be a huge incident. Was out of the race as Romero is going to be there, and a full course safety car might be now out. And as you're talking about safety cars, it only took the first lap for 2 laps for the first one, but I don't think it's a full safety car here. It might be a virtual safety car, because even in Australia with a lot of incidents, it wasn't a full safety car. It was a virtual safety car, and many drivers now will come into the pits along with Killer, Tyrone, Evil. He's going to get the front wing replaced along with Ian. Devon is now into the pits as well, and Righteous got a drive-through penalty. And it was a virtual safety car indeed, so no full safety car, which is brilliant. Meanwhile, Archie might now have the opportunity to get past Fino here. All these guys would have slowed down. If one would have gained, the other would have lost under the virtual safety car. Oh, there might be an opportunity for the Mercedes right behind of Dog, as he's not going to get it past him. Meanwhile, the Ferrari of Dees is going to be side by side against Wig. Again, them in the Mercedes, both of them will be wheel to wheel. And it was Dees who had to back out and go for it on the outside. He might not try that because, as I said, 2 into 1 at the castle section was never a good choice at all. Well, Tyrone's made a mistake. Romero and Tyrone, I believe, might have came at the same exact corner altogether. Now that is interesting, a brand new track, and Tyrone, by the looks of it, is absolutely struggling so far in these 3 laps. I think possibly only a full safety car here could get him bunched up to the grid. Unless he shows extraordinary pace, he'll need to do a brilliant job in terms of speed, and what easily he'll be doing. The top 2 are over 1 second of each other now, as Dees is still within half a second of the car ahead in that Mercedes, and a possible opportunity for them to make a move. And a brilliant helicopter view here of all these cars we see right now, and the Ferrari of Dees is on his way to definitely try and get past the Mercedes. He's been trying to get past the Mercedes for a couple of times now, but he's not been managed to do that so far. One of the cars is Ghosted. It might be Victor Dog. They will be side by side. The 2 again, they'll be wheel to wheel. Dees is going to have the inside line. He's going to try and go defensive. Back to the racing line. He will go defensive, but has Brendo and Wig made contact? Yes, they have made contact, as we saw Wig inside the car raising up their arm to see what exactly happened to their car, and definitely the contact would have been between Brendo and Dog there. That 4 out of 26. Only 16 cars now running out on the cards. Meanwhile, there's going to be an overtake coming up for Evil, and he does get past. Oh no, he doesn't get past indeed. He might have outbraked himself, and yes, he has outbraked himself, because he was a long way back. Just saw him get past Killer, and then he drops down back to P14. That would have been a big issue. Meanwhile, Tyrone and Evil are going to be there. Tyrone might be on his way to get past one of these drivers. Special's going to get past Killer. Killer's got no front wing, and I wonder if Evil and Killer have collided there. Not quite sure what exactly is going on between these guys, but it'll be interesting to say the least. Meanwhile, it is going to be Tyrone at this point in time, just behind Evil, on his way to try and get past him. Will he be able to get past him? Not quite sure by the looks of it, but Dees might be on his way to get past Archie, and he will get past Archie, and our pole sitter is going to lose out another position right now. Definitely, I think for now, those medium tires are anyways going to be better than those hard tires, and that definitely is the reason he's losing out those positions, but he might get the opportunity to get past him once more. The DRS will be on the Haas. The Ferrari driver will be a sitting duck here, but will he be able to just defend enough his position? Archie's going to go for it on the inside line. He might be very late. Very late there. Nearly avoids the wall around the outside. Does Dees. Dees is still going to stay there on the outside. Archie's going to go for it around the outside, and on the inside, Dees is going to be there. Couple of them inside the pits now, and they'll have the opportunity to get on things. What they will be doing is Romero's making their way now just behind Raichu in P14. As Raichu's ran straight up! Raichu has went straight off into the runoff area, and definitely, I think, actually good to see these drivers are taking these runoff areas. They're not, you know, overdoing it. They're not doing it too much, or going, you know, side by side halfway without any problem, or for way too much. And meanwhile, our race leader is troubling down. He's parked in the middle of the track. He's lost out, and definitely something bad might have happened to Fino there, as he's lost out, as Archie is back into the race lead now with Wig in P3. Fino's down in P14. We're only 4 laps in, 16 to lap 6 we go. Dees might have the opportunity to go for the race lead here. I think such qualifying we wet into drives would have probably been the reason everybody would have, you know, possibly what everyone would have wished for to avoid Tyrone winning. I mean, how dominant he is. In recent times he has been. We know now Dees might have the opportunity to get past Archie. He will not try and get past him here. Literally just avoids. He knows that he needs to avoid him, and he eventually does avoid him so far by the looks of it. And he knows that he needs to avoid it, because otherwise it could be a bit risky, knowing that, you know, you don't want way too many crashes. And you do not want to, you know, actually you know, people to crash out there. Everybody is going to be having fun. At least so far, these guys are doing a decent job. And Tyron's coming to the pits once again. I wonder if he's got front wing damage. And by the looks of it, he might have front wing damage. But within 6 laps, how many stops has Tyron made? Let's actually have a look at that. He's got 2 stops out. 2 stops already. Half the grid has from P8 downwards. Everyone has made a pit stop. And Ian is now minus 1.5 seconds. Not sure what's going on there, but he's lost out time to the cars, and definitely the DRS reigns we were looking have got less and less, as definitely the cars of EF pulled away from each other of the DRS ranges, and almost everyone is over 1 second of each other apart from Miguel and Fino, as he's going to go for Brando for a moment. We would have thought, and these are the only 2 drivers within 1 second of each other, and look at that, but he doesn't want to go for it there. Brendo will not go for it. He knows that he doesn't want to have to go for it, because otherwise there won't be DRS. Meanwhile, a couple of drivers now into the pits. All those on the mediums are in, along with Archie, who's on the hard tyre, but also into the pits as well. And as I said, it is definitely going to be a 2-stop race. Very unlikely is a 1-stop race. I think there could be drivers who try to do 1-stop, but it's going to be very unlikely. I mean, won't be surprised if Tyrone from here now goes to the end of the race on those compound tires. He can definitely try. It's not going to be hard enough. It won't be very hard, but it'll be very tricky. Meanwhile, Brendo loses out to Devon now. They both will be side by side. Brendo and Neville. Who's going to be later on the brakes? They're going to both make contact. Nearly avoid the wall on the outside. Will Devon, as he just about avoids it there. Does a brilliant job, though. Does Dees. As many drivers now pitting. Dees is down in P10, as we were looking at Devon and Brenda, both of them. Meanwhile, Archie will get past them on that medium compound tire. Archie in P5, so the likes of Brendo, DJ, Russo, and Miguel all have pitted earlier on, and they're going to continue their tires. I wonder if they've pitted or not, actually. That's an interesting choice, because I say they've pitted, but they might have not pitted here, because it's an interesting one to see whether they have pitted or not, but that's brilliant. But let's have a look at it actually on the details on their stops. They have not, actually the top 3 have not pitted, but everybody else has pitted in this one now, as Wig is now going to be fighting with Fino. He gets past Fino. There's so many dives, and so Fino's going to come back at him on the inside line. It's going to be very close between the 2, as Wig the dog will have to concede the place despite being on the same compound attire. Fino will get past him, and he gets past him rapidly there. Meanwhile, now Dees is going to be right behind Dog as well. There's one of the drivers who has already damaged their front wing, and Dog is going to be on his way to get past Fino. And Fino's damaged his front wing, as Dog is going to be on his way. They will be wheel to wheel heading towards turn one. Dees is going to be coming right around the outside of these guys as well. It's going to be 3 wide. Fino's going to be going for it absolutely wide. He's going to push Dog wide. And Dees is pushed wide as well. He absolutely sent it in there, and he's got no front wing at all now. And that's going to be problem for Fino, who made a mistake earlier on. And he's headed straight towards the wall. And he's going to be out of the Grand Prix now. And he's absolutely put in the wall. This possibly could have been his best ever opportunity to take victory. With Tyron being down in P13 and outside the points. I think this is anybody's best opportunity to take a victory here. If Fino was to challenge Tyron on any way, shape or form for the Grand Prix win or even the championship throughout the season, it had to be tonight, and by the looks of it, he's lost out on that one. What about RT? He's going to go for it on the inside of DJ. They're going to be making sure they're going to continue on. They will be side by side. One of them has to back out. Who is it going to be? Because this could be a disaster. They narrowly avoid that. Brilliantly done between the two so far by the looks of it, as... Ooh, that's going to be interesting out here, as now Brendo will be making his way around the outside of Archie, and Archie will lose that position despite being on the soft compound to hard medium compound tire, softer than those around him. 10 seconds to Miguel and 3 seconds to Archie, the two drivers with a penalty so far in this race. Baku is decent actually in terms of penalties on many drivers, because there isn't many opportunities. There isn't many places you go for it. A little bit wide. Meanwhile, Archie's going to send it on the inside line from a long way back. They'll be wheel to wheel. Meanwhile, D's at the back is fighting each other well, and that's going to be Vic the Dog. These two have fought all race long, and by the looks of it, Vic might have let D's pass there, as Brendo will be past Archie, but by the looks of it, Archie's wing is nowhere to be seen, and that is going to be problems. And those who qualified in the top two in this race are nowhere to top two by the looks of it, as now Brendo hasn't got a front. Because this is, I won't say stupid, obviously they're racing, they're doing all they can, but both of them just avoiding. I mean, Baku as it is, what you can do, what you can really say more, you know. It is Baku, really, isn't it? What's simply causing this is interesting from bringing a lot of drivers, you know, so throughout tonight have lost out wings, lost out a lot of wings. We're only 9 laps in out of 26 so far by the looks of it, and still a lot of things have happened, and now he's retired. Oliver has DNF'd out of the Grand Prix, and that is going to be the safety car now out. The very first safety car of the grid, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe you would have thought that, okay, it won't be an opportunity, and all those who damage their front wing will have the opportunity. But look at that. The best one will be DJ and Russo here. Both of them who did not pit, who did not make a pit stop. Both of them will have the opportunity. But let's say Tyron, who's also into the top 10, he might frenzy track position here, unless he decides to come into the pits, but I don't think he will come in. And if he does take track position, he might be able to get himself up to the top for a little bit as well. And now a lot of them will come into the pit stop because it's a full course safety car. And one man who did pit just a few laps earlier will be coming into the pit, will be staying out, and that'll be Miguel who stays out. He doesn't pay his penalty though, which is interesting to see, but considering it's a 2-stop race, he anyways will decide. And Russo's retired. Russo has managed to retire out of the race. That is interesting. I think if it's a bug or something, because sometimes the game does give you a bug. A lot of the times when you have to retire, or the game retires you out of it on its own. 10 laps in out of 26, and this is interesting to see by the looks of it so far. Well, not sure what happened to Oliver, but he's out of the Grand Prix. So now we've lost out 4 drivers, with Russo going out as well. Special, Fino, Checo, and Russo all out of this one here. The 14 drivers, or in fact 13, will now remain. So a lot of more chances of those who would never have the chance, who would never have the chance to score points, will have a chance to score points now. So lap 10 out of 26 now. Mugello in the lead with D's in P2. Let's get the tyres. How many pit stops they've made? So a couple of them made one stop. Righteous made 3 stops, along with Killer has made 3 stops. Everybody, some of them have made 1 stop. The others have made a 2 stops. Now, so by the looks of it, Mugello in P1, D's in P2. Both of them on 2-lap and now 3-lap hard tyres. Devon in P3. Devion and... he's got P3 on the medium tyre. Brendo going on to a soft tyre. There's an interesting choice with Archie, DJ, Wig, WDR. Tyrone still has stayed out, but only gained 1 position from where he was and is nearly caught up to the safety car now. So it's going to be interesting. He's on the hard tyre, full up, old hard. Evil in P. I mean, what is happening here? Drivers are switching up position and somebody again has made contact and lost out their wing. That is interesting. Even under the safety car, drivers managed to lose their wing and get a bit of damage here. So that's Tyron in P9, Evil in P10, with Killer in P11, followed by Romero and Raichu in P13. So these are your drivers. 2 of them, Mugello and Archie, have got a penalties. Archie's got 3 seconds. Mugello's got 10 seconds. And Mugello is going to be slowing down here, and Dees has now got a penalty because he's collided with the Red Bull and he's got no front wing there. It is still all happening, Pete, under the safety car. Still, so much is happening here at Baku. Only 11 laps in out of 26, and so much has happened. Many front wings, and Dees, who was looking like maybe he's going to win. He's maybe going to have the opportunity to take, at least have a chance of the race lead so far. And it is only getting worse for him by the looks of it here, because it is not easy so far, and nobody is really finding it easy at all. Meanwhile, Brando has went into the lead of the Grand Prix, and he leads the Azerbaijan GP. So lap 11 now, and if everybody does catch up to the safety car right on this lap, we'd have a lap 12 restart, lap 13 restart, the safety car coming in at the end of next lap. But if everybody takes another lap, it's going to be at the end of lap 13. But I doubt that's going to be likely the case. That's going to be very unlikely. And I believe the safety car coming in at the end of lap 12 into a lap 13 restart, nearly restart at the halfway distance of the Grand Prix, would possibly be the case by the looks of it so far. Now that is an interesting choice from Brando, and obviously Dees had to come in, no choice, but Brando is also in as well, and he got front wing damage as well. Though a possible opportunity for Dees and Brando now is going to be that both of them now can go to the end of the Grand Prix. Meanwhile, Dees is not on a brand new set of tires, or rather, okay, he's now just going to be switching up to a brand new set of medium tires. I think 10 laps on the mediums would be 22, but maybe, just maybe, because of the safety car, he'd be able to do more than a possible, chance for him to go to the end of the Grand Prix, along with Brando as well. Right now, pitting on lap 12, at least 14 lap on those hards, will not be bad at all. Sure, it won't be very easy, but it won't be too bad at all, and definitely something that can be done, and they can easily do that, so there will be no problem at all. The safety car is still out, but I think now it might be coming into the pits, and I possibly believe that this is going to be the lap if the safety car comes in. So Devin leads ahead of Archie, ahead of Miguel in P3. Indeed, he comes in. Devin makes the move, rather almost Archie making on each other on the safety car. DJ in P4, followed by Victor Dog in P5. Ian in P6. Tyron has made his way up into P7 with Evil, Killer, Brendo, Romero, Dees, and Araichu completing out the 13 drivers we have so far here. The safety car is in. We've gone racing already. The green flags haven't fallen just yet, but they'll fall now. And our race leader might have done a decent job to get into the race, keep the lead to themselves. Meanwhile, one of the drivers in the back might have not, as Tyron is still going to be there. He was in a bit of pressure from Evil, but Evil keeps it on. Meanwhile, Brando's already going to be attacking on those hard compound tires against Killer. They'll be side by side once more. Might just be a bit of a contact, but avoid each other once more. Meanwhile, Ian will be on his way to get past Dog, and he will get past Dog there. Dog is going to try and get him again, but he'll not be doing that. Meanwhile, Archie is going to be into the lead of the race as well, and he'll take the lead of the Grand Prix. That is a brilliant job. He's got a 10-second time penalty, though, which if he does not... Okay, he hasn't got 10 seconds, actually. I think he's got 3 seconds, and Dees is out of the Grand Prix! Dees is out of this race! Not sure what happened there, but Dees is just now out of this one as well. He's crashed out. I wonder if he's made contact or something has happened, because he's now slowing down to park on the side of the track. And has he got damage? Not sure what happened. We might need some words from the man himself, but otherwise it is interesting to see, by the looks of it, as Dees has crashed out of the Grand Prix. That is interesting, and that is not what we would have been hoping for. Meanwhile, Ian is going to be on his way, and yep, okay, so that means Dees might have collided with somebody else. Meanwhile, Ian is going to be getting past Devin. He will get past Devin, though, but Devin might come back at him. Meanwhile, Vig is still going to be there again. Vig will have the opportunity to get past Ian there. They'll be side by side, and Vig does get past Ian, and he'll have the opportunity. Devin is going to... Oh, now Devin's out! Now Devin is out of the Grand Prix! So much has happened. Out of the 17 that started, despite only having one safety car, it is definitely crazy to think, because the safety car is definitely not kept on increase. It might be kept on reduced, because only one safety car we've seen so far, despite many drivers, over 6 now out of this one, and only 11 now remain. 17 that started, only 11 now remain, and we've only done 14 laps. Remember, this is not a 15-lap race. It's not a 20-lap race. It is a 26-lap race. We still have over 10 laps, and half of the... Not half, but still, over 6 drivers have managed to get out of this one. I think now the chance is all for Miguel, Archie, DJ is going to be on the way, because it will be on anybody's way to take. Indeed, it was good, and see what is all going to be happening with Wig and all these drivers. How they have been racing crazy so far, because Ian might have the opportunity to get past Wig here, as Wig is also going to be within the second of DJ as well, so he might get the DRS, which is going to be interesting to see now, because Tyron is arriving at the party as well. This could be double the Mercedes overtake, could be on the way, but will Tyron be able to make the move? He might, yes he will be, and he'll be making that move on Ian now, and he'll get past Ian, heading towards turn 1. They're still going to be wheel to wheel. Ian's not going to back out, but he might have to back out there. Eventually, he does have to back out. 3 of them are in the pits, and Brando is again in the pits. Only 3 laps on those hard tires. So many pit stops by the drivers. They might run out of front wings now by the looks of it, because if they're going to damage too much. 4 pit stops. 4 pit stops for Raichu there. It is 4th one for Brando as well. 3rd pit stop for Killer. 4 to 5 pit stops. It is going to be interesting now. Penalties Killer's got 10 seconds. Brenda's got 3. Killer might have got just now, as Magel's got 3 seconds as well, along with Artie, who's got 3 seconds. I think those 3 seconds might not feel much by the looks of it, considering around other, like Magel in the Red Bull behind him has got 10 seconds. So it'll be interesting to see what they can all do. Mattel now over 3.1 seconds behind Archie, and Archie will be in the relaxation of his mind, and who really will be having that fun out on track by the looks of it, because... And Oliver says he's lost 3 wings. He's already out of the Grand Prix, and definitely so many of drivers have lost those front wing. And ooh, now Killer and Brando could be on their fight a little. I think there isn't much maybe at the top, but something at the back as well. Tyron on his way to make a move, and he might be making a move on his teammate there. Both of them will be very close and almost on their way to have an opportunity, as Tyron, even without the DRS, will be right at the tail of his teammate, as Big might be on his way to try and get past DJ there, but also Tyron will move around the outside. It's going to be 3 wide heading to turn 1. Tyron will have to back out, but Wig is going to go around the outside of DJ there. They'll be both side by side, as he may have to back out, and DJ had to slow it down there, I believe. Narrowly avoids the collision, as Wig is now into P3, but Tyron will now have the opportunity to get past his teammate once more. And Tyron, remember, was down in P13 when the race started, and after all of that, and now Brendo retired out of the race as well. Now Brando has decided to retire. He hasn't decided, rather he had to retire. He has decided, as if he had any choice, but now, lap 16 out of 26. 7 drivers have been lost out of the Grand Prix. Only 10 remain. This is crazy, and only second safety car out of the race is out as well, with 10 laps to go. And by the looks of it, the current situation of the grid, the safety car might stay out, even just for 1 lap, possibly lap 17 and restart into lap 18, or stay out on lap 18 or safety car and restart on lap 19. But now opportunity for Mudell to pit in and pay his penalty, but also everybody around. Now we might see pits. So interesting one would be from Archie, whether he keeps track position or pits in. I believe he's going to pit. Tyron maybe or maybe not he pits, but I think it's going to be very and absolutely difficult for him, to say the least, if he doesn't pit right now. So I'd assume that he's going to pit, and apart from Raichu and Killer, who have just pitted now, I don't think anybody's going to be staying out, because a safety car at this point seems to be perfect. Meanwhile, one man, and that's going to be our leader, Archie. He does decide to pit, and indeed, he will be pitting and then coming into the pits. What about Mattel and the Red Bull? He will be coming into the pits as well. Meanwhile, the Mercedes boys, both of them are going to stay out, along with DJ. Okay, DJ's staying out as well. That is an interesting choice from the top 3 there. Because by the looks of it, it is all happening between these drivers. DJ in P3 so far is staying out on 7-lap older medium compound tyres. So lap 17 out of 26 right now, and only 10 drivers remaining so far, with 7 all out of this one who we've lost. It is Brando, Devin, Dees, Russo, Special, Fino, Checo, all out of this race, with only 10 now remaining. Now Killer is into the pits as well. He's pitting in on 2-lap old hot medium tires. How many stops some of these guys have made? 6 pit stops. I mean, absolutely crazy. I've seen races, I've commentated on so many races and levels on F1 and F1 25 overall. 6 stops. I don't think I've ever seen 6 stops on F1 25. 4 or 3 possibly might be the most I've seen, or even 4, but 5 and 6 from Raichu and Killer is absolutely so much. As the safety car is now still going to be staying out, so lap 17 and lap 19, possible restart by the looks of it. As it stands, Artie's on a side of soft compound tires. It's an interesting choice, considering over 9 laps still remaining, so so lap 18 out of 26 now, and we're all going fantastic and strong so far. And by the looks of it, as it stands, so now Wake leads ahead of Tyron in P2 with DJ in P3. I mean, either of these guys are now going to go into the end of this race on these tyres, or they're possibly hoping for another safety car, because there's no way out for them to pit now anymore. DJ on 8-lap-old mediums as well, along with Archie on the brand new soft compound tyres, with Ian in P5 on 3-lap-old mediums, 1-lap mediums for Miguel as well. Evil on 3-lap hard tyres, Romero on 1-lap mediums, 2 laps and 3 laps for Raichu and Killer on their medium tyres as well. So everybody's pretty much caught up. I wonder if the safety car's going to wait for Killer, because otherwise it's going to be in this lap. Or if it doesn't wait, if it does wait for him, we might be having to do another lap under the safety car. But we're just going to be giving it a bit of a break, and if we have any information on the safety car staying out or going in, we'll be jumping in as soon as possible. Alright then, so it's staying out indeed, so still Killer hasn't managed to catch up to the safety car, and the safety car is still going to wait for him, so it's going to stay out, and that means lap 20 restart, so 7 laps to the end of the Grand Prix will be the case by the looks of it, and it's almost a sprint. And definitely if you do not count the safety laps under the safety car, then definitely you know, Archie, let's say, on brand new soft tires, will get the opportunity. Also Ian on brand new mediums will also have the opportunity as well, so it's all to play out for. So who do you think is going to be taking the victory, as Brenda says? He's retired. I mean, he's already out of the Grand Prix, retired out in P11. And now I think, so who do you think is really going to be winning? Because Wake the Dog on 9-lap-old hard, Tyron on 13-lap-old hards. Honestly, by the speed and the ability of Tyron to run on those hard and older tires, you'd have to think it's Tyron, but DJ on 9-lap-old mediums. His mediums are definitely going to be cooked, and he might not have much grip. Archie could possibly have the best opportunity here, but then he's got a 3-second time penalty, which will play a big role if it is to play. I think now, yep, safety car is in this lap no matter what. I mean, he's waited for Killer, and he's still not managed to catch up to it at all. So Now, it's either going to be Archie, which he needs to catch up, and he's right at the tail of DJ, and the pressure is going to be, he's going to be putting up on him, and I think one thing we just hope for would be a collision-free racing now from here. Contact-free race, maybe not contact-free, but at least no safety. The safety car, and alright, it is fixed now, so I'm hoping it's going to be back again. Something was wrong with my headset. It has decided to reconnect back again, so we're going to slightly lower it so it's not over my voice of the game. But now look at this one. Wick the Dog continues on to lead. Tyrone in P2, Ian in P3 in the RB. Only 8 drivers remain as Killer has retired as well, along with Archie. All those who qualified in the top 3 are out of the Grand Prix. That is absolutely interesting, and Magel's going to go for on the inside line of DJ, and he gets past DJ there. Well done to him. I think even drivers 14 starting the other night with 5 safety cars more finished, but that is now interesting to say the least there, because Archie is now out as well, so drivers are not happy at all with each other. Meanwhile, there might be an opportunity for Raichu to get past Romero, and he does get past Romero. Romero's got it, Raichu's got a front wing damage, as Evil's going to be on his way to get performance. I think now no problem, because he's just got his teammate to navigate through. Meanwhile, Evil's going to be on his way to get past DJ here in the Alpine. He definitely should be getting past him. The DRS will not be enabled as we just went after the safety car, so still one more lap will be on the way as he nearly takes him off. He nearly absolutely goes into the back of him there. So somehow DJ decided to pit. He wants to come into the wants to come into the pits now, and Evil was simply right behind him, taking the slipstream, and he nicks him off. And now Wig is going to be there around the outside of his teammate Tyrone. And he's going to take it all. And that could have been one of the craziest moments had it happened. It almost did happen, because the front wing contact was made. Indeed, contact was made there. And it was interesting, to say the least, as people are not happy. I mean, they're getting out and say, okay, no, a lot has happened. I think not much remaining here at this point, I think. People are not definitely happy with this one. Obviously, they're out. Meanwhile, Magel might be going side by side with Tyrone. There will be will to will on a bit of newer tires, definitely, as Magel, as compared to Tyrone's 15-lap old hard tires. So definitely the deficit is all clear, and by the looks of it, Magel might have the opportunity to take the win here. It'll be interesting to see, and might take a mighty performance to beat out Tyrone and his teammate so far. It's a Mercedes 1-2. And maintained by the looks of it, but as it stands, it is brilliantly done so far by these drivers, and by the looks of it, it is looking all okay, as Tyrone might have the opportunity to get past his teammate, as RT has now left the session. As Big's going to go defensive on the inside line. Does Magel come at him? No, he doesn't, as our Raichu is now within 3/10 of Evil as well, so possible move for Raichu on his teammate. Meanwhile, Romero and DJ. Meanwhile, Magel's going to go for on the inside line of Tyrone, and they'll be will to will. Magel is through and ahead of Tyrone there. Tyrone will have the DRS as well, but so will Magel. And now there might be opportunity for Magel to go on the inside line of Wig the Dog. Wig there, and he will go on the inside of Wig there, and he will get the opportunity, and he will take the lead of the Grand Prix. And you got yourself a new race leader. Magel leads the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and has got an absolutely brilliant job done so far. Raichu's the only driver for the time penalty, but a brilliant job from him, and it'll be interesting. I'm sure he needs to be leading the Grand Prix, and if he is to lead the Grand Prix, it'll be possible chance for him to win, and he's got 1 second already, and this is pretty much what he ever has to do, because you know that he's going to be trying all his performance. And definitely he's gained up over 1.3 seconds, and definitely the tires deficit is on, and with Medel winning the Grand Prix, it'll be absolutely fantastic for sure. Because now about not much is remaining. You know, Tyrone might just have the opportunity to get past his teammate, possibly. That seems to be only the case by the looks of it, you know. Meanwhile, one of the McLarens right behind might have the opportunity, along with Raichu, Evil, and Ian could be in a bit of pressure from these guys. This one all could be playing off here as well. A lot has happened. And this is interesting, as many are now trying, and many are going to be looking for overtakes. Meanwhile, Ian seems to be pulling away from these guys. Meanwhile, Raichu will be trying to get past the McLaren here down the inside line. He will get past the McLaren. Nearly goes into it, as he's going to come back at him, as he's ran a little bit wide. The McLaren, the Red Bull, has ran a little bit wide. He's got no front wing. Raichu has made contact with the wall, and he's got no front wing at all, and that'll only help the McLaren of Evil there. So all is happening. 5-10s between Tyrone and Doug Vic there, by the looks of it. Vic has done a brilliant job so far. I mean, especially from last season, he's got himself a bigger opportunity, and he's got himself just up the order in terms of speed, performance. He's been doing a decent job, but a lot has been happening, and now as drivers are just trying to take it lightly. Obviously, a lot of them have gone out to this Grand Prix. 3-10s between the two teammates. It could be Evil and Raichu. Definitely Evil will be getting past Raichu. Tyrone might be getting past his teammate, but no, he will not be getting past him again. He gains a little bit, as Raichu still going to be side by side. I think Raichu has to pit now, and he's going to back out. No, he doesn't pit. That is an interesting choice. Raichu needs to decided to stay out then, as he's going to be... Oh, he's still going to lose him behind. That has to be absolutely crazy. Despite missing the front wing, Raichu's managed to brake later than Evil. That is absolutely crazy. One more time, McLaren driver will have the opportunity to go around the outside with the help of that DRS. This will be going to be will to will. This is the top part where he lost his front wing, and he's now going to be out of the Grand Prix as well. I mean, that was bound to happen. He's absolutely pinned it in the wall. There was no way that he was going to be able to stop, despite being without a whole front wing. So these guys now would be laughing at this Mattel at the top. 4.1 seconds. Definitely the deficit of the tires is completely visible. Right, is now out of the Grand Prix as well. Lap 24 out of 26. I mean, I'm sure all of you watching wouldn't be wanting to, you know, wouldn't be waiting to get out of the way as well. But by the looks of it, I think Raichu's now out as well, as now the only fight on the track that could be happening and is indeed having a chance is happening as well. That is Tyrone and his teammate. Both of them have been going at each other, but just Tyrone I wonder if he's just trying not to get past his teammate at the moment, and maybe he does it on the final lap. By the looks of it, indeed, it could be the case, because I feel like Tyrone, sure, he's got half a tent, and at least if he tries and if he's got enough battery to charge against his teammate, it's going to be a brilliant opportunity, and he's got 100% battery, and that's why, you know, he's not trying right now, and only when it's the last lap of the Grand Prix he'll be going for it at the back straight. And you know that he's playing those tactics. Sure, it could be against his teammate, but he's definitely playing those tactics, and you know such tactics, especially these type of races which could win or lose you the Drivers' Championship, because you know that many drivers have dropped down. Only 7 drivers now remain. More than half of them are out of the Grand Prix. 10 drivers we've lost. Raichu, Archie, Killa, Brendo, Devin, Dees, Russo, Special, Fino, and Checo. Everyone out of the Grand Prix. And those who are out right now, you know, in the Grand Prix so far, are going to be on their way to see what exactly is going to be happening so far, and many of them drivers are joining each other off with being out of the Grand Prix. So now still 100% battery from Tyron there, so he's not using his ERS at all. This could potentially be the opportunity for Tyron to get past his team. Could be the opportunity. He tries to get past his teammate. And he still doesn't get past him, and he still isn't using his ERS, and definitely that's a tactic, as I said. Definitely now you'll see on the final lap of the Grand Prix, Tyrant to go for against his teammate. That's what I'm thinking, unless he hasn't got the grip. But now Wig also wouldn't have much grip at all as well, because he's got 16 laps on those hard tires. It'll be 17 including this lap, and 21 laps was actually the exact same amount of laps I saw one driver do a one-stop. Obviously this isn't a one-stop, but remember, Tyron pitted very early, way early in this race. On lap 6, I believe, or 7 it was, when Tyron decided to pit and thought that it is time for a pit stop, and only then it was him pitting. And after that, he decided to get and take the track position, which has been his way. Because by the looks of it now, I mean, our race leader's at the top. He's got over 7 seconds, but definitely now you know that Tyron will be after his teammate, and he'll be making that move to overtake. Meanwhile, Vidal, the man, took right decision on the right times on 10 lap old mediums. That'll be at the end of this lap. It'll be Midel who's going to come home and take the victory. And wins the Azerbaijan GP and round 2 here at Baku. And Tyron has still not managed to get past his teammate, and he will not be able to get past his teammate. It was nearly be a photo finish, but in the end it was just not enough for Tyron to take that. And Wig is going to come home in P2, and I believe that might be the best ever result for Wig. And for him to finish up ahead of Tyron, that has to be an absolutely mega job from him as well. Evil in P4, Ian in P5, Romero in P6, and DJ in P7. And it has to be our race winner, Mudel, who takes the victory. Stayed calm and composed. But did an excellent job, and that has to be brilliant. Won again, and Midu has done an absolute brilliant job as he wins the Azerbaijan GP, and finally a different winner than Tyron. We see for the first time, at least out of the 2 rounds. So race winner, fastest lap from Tyron. He still takes it. Most overtakes Midu as well, and really are clean driver. And this is going to be your results, ladies and gentlemen. Miguel starting 6th, wins the Grand Prix. Wig starting 4th, wins P2. And Tyron will be the driver of the day. Started P13, finishes P3 with the fastest lap. Evil done a brilliant job as well, P4 out of 10. Ian P5 out on after starting P9. Romero after starting P17 finishes in P6. DJ finishing P7 after starting P11. Everyone right behind is not going to be, getting those points at all, as retired out of the Grand Prix. It says points for Raichu, but I doubt there'll be any points for him in the championship since he has not finished the race. So Raichu, Archie, Killer, Brendo, Devon, Dees, Russo, Special, Fino, Checo, every single one of them couldn't finish the race, and I hope you all watching enjoyed it, because I'm hopeful this stream was a lot smoother and cleaner and very good quality to watch as well, because it's got some upgrades to my system, and definitely those hopefully will be feeling a lot better. And even while watching back, I'm sure all of you would feel a lot good as well. So I'd love to hear your feedback of what you think, and it is going to be all interesting to watch, and hopefully you all had fun now. So that's pretty much going to be the end of it, ladies and gentlemen. This was round 2 at New Age F1 Championship. Hopefully, if I've got the credentials, we might be streaming on their channel as well. This one, on my channel, it's hopefully going to be every week, so it's going to be interesting. So, we'll have the opportunity, and we'll at least, because on Twitch, it doesn't save, basically. Even if we do have the stream, it wouldn't save, but at least on here, it'll be saved up on YouTube. But that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. And from all of us here at New Age F1, it was myself, Zabi, bringing you all the action. Hope you all watching enjoyed it. See you next week, or not even next week, possibly on Saturday night, actually, for New Age F1. See you next week on a Monday night, and Saturday night on very early on UK time. I believe it'll be 4:30 or even 3:30 UK time. It'll be, I believe. We'll be on live soon next time, and that'll be on Saturday. So up until then,